80 mind-blowing facts you didn't know. Glowing Star Group 1, Toys and Quirky Traditions. The global phenomenon Ryan's World was built on the simple magic of YouTube toy unboxing and reviews. You can find Ryan's products at major retailers like Walmart and Target, making him a household name for families. In Sweden, the Midsummer Festival is celebrated on the longest day of the year with dancing around a maypole. Lucia Day, December 13th, in Sweden features a procession of light to mark the arrival of winter's darkest months. Walpurgis Night, April 30th, is a lively Swedish celebration where massive bonfires welcome the arrival of spring. Gravity is the invisible force that keeps us anchored to Earth, preventing us from drifting into the cosmic void. Sir Isaac Newton's law of universal gravitation shows that all objects attract each other based on their mass. Canada is home to an incredible 3 million lakes, more than all other countries combined. Nearly 60% of Canada is covered by water, holding 20% of the world's freshwater reserves. Sea lions are vocal maestros, using over 30 distinct vocalizations to communicate in their colonies. Lion Group 2, Animals and Mother Nature. Sea lion pups can identify the unique, vocal fingerprint of their mothers even in a crowded, noisy colony. Research shows sea lions can develop regional dialects, much like human accents. Vultures have stomach acid so powerful it can dissolve deadly pathogens like anthrax and cholera. Because of their intense digestive systems, vulture droppings are actually less toxic than those of other scavengers. To create just 1 kilogram of honey, a colony of bees must visit nearly 1 million flowers. Bees have a dedicated, honey stomach, used only for storing nectar, separate from the digestive stomach. Male mosquitoes only eat nectar. It's the females that hunt for blood to nourish their eggs. A mosquito once helped police in Finland solve a car theft by providing a DNA sample from the thief's blood in its stomach. On average, a person consumes about 70 assorted insects and 10 spiders during sleep throughout their lifetime. Don't worry, most of these tiny critters are generally harmless and even nutritious. Group 3. History and shocking timelines. Cleopatra lived closer to the era of the iPhone than to the building of the Great Pyramid of Giza. George Washington never actually lived in the White House. He resided in Philadelphia and New York during his term. John Adams was the first president to move into the newly constructed White House in 1800. A dark secret of World War II, several American POWs were held near Hiroshima when the atomic bomb was dropped. Future King Henry V was struck in the face by an arrow at age 16 but refused to leave the battlefield, fearing he'd look like a coward. Napoleon Bonaparte was exiled to the tiny Italian island of Elba, which is only 13 square miles. While in exile on Elba, Napoleon actually spent his time improving the island's infrastructure and local laws. The first official World Chess Championship took place in 1886. Wilhelm Steinitz was the victor of that 1886 match, becoming the first official world champion. The Amazon River once flowed backward toward the Pacific Ocean before the Andes Mountains rose 10 million years ago. Group 4. The human body and health. Your skeleton is constantly renewing itself. Your bones are essentially replaced every 7 years. Collagen is the secret to bone strength, providing the flexibility needed to prevent fractures. Consuming massive amounts of carrots can actually turn your skin orange, a condition called carotenemia. Spiral-shaped belly buttons are rare anatomical quirks caused by how the umbilical cord healed at birth. Your nose runs when you cry because the nasolacrimal duct drains excess tears directly into your nasal cavity. The sugar rush in kids is often followed by a dramatic crash, which can cause sudden mood swings and exhaustion. The world's first penis transplant, 2016, was reversed after 2 weeks due to the patient's severe psychological distress. Supergonorrhea is a drug-resistant strain of the infection that has evolved to fight off most common antibiotics. In 2005, some soldiers were required to wear antimicrobial underwear for months without washing to test its health benefits in extreme conditions. Group 5. Tech and Innovation. IBM's Deep Blue made history in 1997 by becoming the first computer to beat a reigning world chess champion, Garry Kasparov. Deep Blue was capable of calculating 200 million possible moves per second. The Benz patent motor wagon, 1886, is recognized as the world's first gasoline-powered car and the oldest still running. Bumper cars were originally designed to teach drivers how to avoid collisions, not cause them. Every professional tennis racket is still strung by hand because no machine can yet replicate the delicate human touch. Airplanes have a system to dump fuel midair to reduce weight for emergency landings and prevent explosions. An iPhone case called Clicks is bringing back the physical keyboard. designed by former BlackBerry and Apple engineers. The font Comic Sans was designed in 1994, inspired by the hand lettering in comic books. Despite the hate it gets, Comic Sans is highly readable for children and people with dyslexia. Group 6, Global Cultures and Oddities. North Dakota is the only state in the US where you can vote without registering beforehand. The Netherlands has a fake village care home where dementia patients can shop and dine in a safe, familiar environment. There is a Starbucks located inside the CIA headquarters that is hidden from Google Maps. At the CIA Starbucks, baristas are not allowed to write agents' names on the cups for security reasons. Australia has a staggering sheep population of about 100 million, far outnumbering its human residents. The United Kingdom is more populous than Canada, Australia, Norway, and Iceland combined. The Toraja people in Indonesia practice the Manane ritual, where they exhale and dress up their deceased relatives every few years. Many Orthodox Jewish women wear a wig called a sheitel as a symbol of modesty after marriage. A man in Singapore is legally named Batman bin Superman. In Rwanda, there is a quirky folk belief that eating goat meat will cause women to grow beards. The Mazaman tradition in Israel involves anointing the deceased to help guide the soul into the afterlife. Group 7, Records and Extremes. Fuzici Pegasus, a Kentucky Derby winner, was sold for a record-breaking $70 million in 2000. Norway built the world's largest ice cream cone, standing at a height of 10.1 feet. That giant cone required 1.080 liters of cream and 132 pounds of chocolate coating. Missy the cow was valued at $1.2 million because of her elite dairy genetics. Missy produced 50% more milk than the average cow in her herd. The world's oceans host approximately 200,000 different types of viruses, most of which help maintain the ecosystem. A moonbow is a rare lunar rainbow that only occurs when a nearly full moon shines through rain at night. Antarctica's blood falls is bright red because of iron oxide, rust, from a million-year-old underground lake. Group 8, General Fun Facts. Studies show that couples who spend over $20 on their wedding are actually more likely to get divorced. Jane Austen mentioned baseball in her writing 40 years before the sport was officially invented. A single horse can actually generate up to 15 horsepower at peak performance. The term, horsepower, was coined by James Watt to market steam engines by comparing them to workhorses. The movie Rocky, 1976, was inspired by the real-life story of underdog boxer Chuck Wepner. Owls hoot primarily to mark their territory and warn other owls to stay away. Dr. Seuss is credited with inventing the word nerd in his 1950 book If I Ran the Zoo. The formal name for the hashtag symbol, hash, is actually the octothorpe. Wild horses sleep in shifts. At least one horse stays awake to watch for predators while the others nap. Giraffes use their long necks for necking, a combat ritual where males swing their heads to establish dominance. Whales can sleep with one eye open and one half of their brain awake so they don't forget to surface for air. The sun and moon appear the same size in the sky because the sun is 400x larger but also 400x farther away. The Leaning Tower of Pisa leans because its foundation was built on an unstable mix of soft clay, sand, and shells.